Recently, we've been talking a lot about how women can potentially have symptoms during yoga class. Symptoms might include urinary incontinence. It could include symptoms of pelvic organ prolapse. That could be that sense of something's moving or heaviness and pressure down into the pelvis. And it could even mean vaginal air that gets released. And so we're going to talk through a couple things that I see that could be corrected to maybe help with that. Remember, and you can check out our other videos on this, but the core is really a pressurized system. And so we want to make sure that we're tapping into that and we're optimizing that in order to reduce symptoms. So in this position that she is in right now, this is her respiratory diaphragm and this is the pelvic floor. These things have to coordinate and communicate in order for her to not have symptoms as she moves. So the thing about that is they have to be in alignment. And one of the things I see in yoga, especially downward dog pose, is something called a rib thrust, and that's going to mess with the top of the pressure system. And if that pressure's off, then we're going to have symptoms. So what we're going to do is talk about how to align that. So if you want to go ahead and come into downward dog, one of the really common things I see here is that the ribs tend to jut out and pop towards her thighs here. So she's going to give just a really little lift of those ribs to essentially close down the top of that pressure system. So remember, on inhale, the diaphragm drops down and the pelvic floor opens and releases. Okay, so we want to really be able to practice that in this position. So I would have her, once her ribs are in place, I would have her inhale, open, and then exhale, give her a couple seconds, and then transition into her plank. Good, and then I would have her come back into downward dog, inhale, open, good, and exhale, back into plank. And you can just keep practicing this breath pattern and what needs to happen between the diaphragm and the pelvic floor to really tap into that deep stability system as you work on this particular transition. So hopefully that helps you eliminate symptoms. If you have any questions or thoughts on that, just let us know. Thanks.